All right, currently in the WEC, and as we just saw at Daytona this past weekend, one of the dominant cars racing right now is the Porsche 963. You notice the other one was a 962. That before the Jaguar that we talked about, 956, 962. This is the 963. This is the latest and greatest. It's a hybrid, and it is wicked fast and very reliable. This is the European livery that runs here. They don't run this in the U.S. Next year, this year, Cadillac will be running a version of this livery on their Cadillacs overseas. So you can watch Cadillacs race the best of Europe in Europe, which is going to be spectacular. It's very similar to this. Now, this particular car, there is a Lego version of this, and it is quite different as to how it's put together. I wish I had one here so that I could show you the differences between the two, but there's only one in the family, and it's not here. It's in Maryland. So we'll talk about what this one looks like, and you can find a lot more details about the Lego one on all of the other Lego channels, because everybody reviews Legos. I just don't see a lot of people doing much with these, and these are pretty darn good, and they're worth talking about. All right, now we are into what you can go out and find on TV right now. This is the mighty Porsche 963. This is probably one of the more technologically advanced cars that has appeared on racetracks in recent years. And it made its debut actually 2 years ago at the 24-hour Daytona. And this is raced in Europe and it's raced in the US. There is a Lego set, an official Lego set that uses the Penske Racing colors of the factory racing team. I don't remember the number of it, but it's white and red and black primarily, but it's white and red on top. It is a superb Lego model. No doubt about it. The nose on that one is probably better, but this one has a really clever feature on the back that I think is better than what Lego does. So this is representing one of the teams, the Yoda team, that races in WEC in Europe. Notably for 2025, this gold Hertz livery appears on the Cadillacs in Europe. I will point out that so you'll notice a difference in color. Well, I'll show you while it's all put together, where the stickers are versus where the bricks are. And here actually, if you look on this brick, see how there's this lighter dot? That's how you know that they're not Lego. Of course, they don't say Lego on the studs, but they have the mold line is on there. So just something worth noting. This one did come with the studs cut out for the glass, I guess. Anyway, but you'll notice that it's got different colors where the stickers are versus the bricks. That's not the only different color on here. If you look really closely and in the right light, I'm not see if I can find an example. No, I don't know that I can. But all of these are not the same color either. There's probably about, I don't know, 3 or 4 different shades of gold on this. So it's kind of interesting. Now this is a sturdy, this is very playable, very sturdy car. And I think it's a pretty good representation of the real car. It's very close to the Lego set. It still has those air channels that go through the bodywork here, just like the real car has, just like the Lego version has. I think that the Lego one has a better depiction of the exhaust in the back, as I recall, whereas here it's just stickers. Kind of underwhelming, really. But anyway, that's that. You can see from the underside, this is a chonky structure. But what I want to, and I will say that the Lego, here's another example. Like if you look at these tires, I don't know if you can see that, like the mold marks on them are pretty, I don't know. I guess you could say that this car spun out somewhere, so it's got some flat spots on the tires maybe. That's what we're depicting. The Lego wheels and rims are better and they're bigger. I did try to swap them and they don't fit. So there's that. In fact, none of these seem to have the same. As far as the nose goes, it's very similar to the Porsche, to the Lego set. But what's really cool about this one, where it's better, is it doesn't have the red pieces here on the top, which is where the Lego one depicts the taillights. But it does have kind of this cool effect of that thin LED band that the real car has as its taillight. This one does have. And the way it does it is pretty clever. So if I can get my display here, this is how it goes together. So it uses a whole bunch of these rounded 1x1s, and it's a rubber band. That's all that is a rubber band. Really clever how that's done, and the effect of it wrapping around is very close to what the real car looks like. You know, as the interior goes, this is the first of the modern ones we'll look at. So it doesn't have a steering wheel. It has a yoke, which is kind of how it's done, and it's got a sticker on it and all that. Not really an interior there to speak of. I believe the Lego set does have an interior. This comes off as, just kind of slides over that center vein there, and that's basically it. There's not a whole lot to this one. So while the effect is pretty good as far as looking like the real car, and it's sturdy, and it's easy to build, the stickers are extremely tedious trying to get, because these are actually two separate stickers, and then those are separate stickers, and then those are separate. So there's like a lot of stickers. But anyway, pretty good set overall. And I would like to get this side by side with the Lego one, but I didn't manage to do that, so sorry. I almost forgot. Here I took off that so you can see the yoke better. But this does have an exhaust pipe system in it. The real car that this is based on does not have a 6-cylinder or a 12-cylinder like the prior racing Porsches has. This actually has a V8 in it. So I was wrong. I said that it didn't have a good exhaust system. It does. It just doesn't show up very well. But this is a hybrid V8. See, once I put that together, you kind of don't, you really can't see it. So it's like it's there when you build it, but then it's all covered up. None of these come with paper instructions, but what they come with is a link to a PDF. Now this might vary depending on who you buy it from. I won't send links or include links because I just can't. There's so many variables as to what's available when. But when you do get them, what you'll notice is that the instructions are very much done in the Lego style, and they include where the decals go and things like that. And I find them very easy to follow. There was, in the case of the Jaguar, and I think in the case of the 956, some questions about colors sometimes because they were a little bit off. And if I can find it, I will give you another example. So you'll see on the Ferrari, that is black, not yellow. So sometimes there's weird little things like that. But otherwise, these are very easy to follow. You could print them out if you really needed to. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little tour through my Lego race car garage. Even though, as we discussed, they're not Lego. But gosh, they're pretty cool. And I hope that you are going to be watching IMSA and finding yourself some interesting things to build regardless of who makes them.